Last week, rules were formally released for licensing cannabis shops. This morning, I spoke with Eric Taubles, the Interim Director of the Office of Cannabis Management, to find out when your neighborhood cannabis shop could open. And Mr. Taubles joins us now. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so many questions. I was telling you before this that I actually read a whole bunch of the regulations. It's far more complicated than MNsure. It makes MNsure and the Obamacare look simple. In terms of when will cannabis be available at your neighborhood store, the guy who's got the license, when will that happen? Because I think a lot of people are pretty anxious.
Yeah, so when we passed the rules and officially published them and they went into effect Monday, that really became the key to unlock licensing of state retailers, state cultivators, state manufacturers. So we'll start issuing licenses in the coming weeks to those providers. Obviously, as you indicate, it'll take a little bit of time for the product supply chain to catch up with market demand. And so we think in the coming months, we'll start to see a slow build out with additional new stores coming into, your local neighborhood.
So you're saying that the neighborhood guy, the small mom and pop, will be getting a license, could be getting a license in the next few weeks.
Yes.
The problem is, do they have any Minnesota-grown marijuana to sell? Apparently, this is an issue because the acreage dedicated to marijuana, I read, was 60,000 square feet, and the demand is estimated at 1.5 to 2 million square feet. That's not going to work.
Right. So Minnesota looks a lot different than other states that have legalized adult use cannabis in the past couple of years. Most of those states had pretty robust medical cannabis markets where they had providers who were growing enough cannabis to sort of satiate the adult use market. As you know, we don't have a lot of that infrastructure in place. We only have 2 current medical manufacturers who will eventually apply for potentially be licensed to sell adult use. We also have a unique feature in Minnesota where we have tribal partners who are engaged in cannabis cultivation. When they sign into compacts with the state government, they'll be able to sell cannabis into the state market. But we do anticipate it's going to take a little bit of time for us to build up the acreage necessary to meet the market demand, but that also creates opportunity for smaller growers and smaller businesses who are just starting out to be able to be part of that demand meeting.
I guess what I want to know is when, let's say, somebody in my neighborhood gets a license in the next few weeks, when would I or my neighbors be able to actually go there and purchase cannabis? Is that going to happen in the next few months, or are we that far out because of the lack of supply of Minnesota cannabis?
So I think, one of the things that's going to happen now that the office has published rules and has gotten to the place where we can start issuing licenses is that individual businesses are going to start making decisions about how and when they want to launch. There'll certainly be available cannabis as cultivators come online to sort of supply the initial market, but it won't be a lot, and it'll require us to sort of have a little bit of patience as the market builds out. But I would anticipate as we get into the fall, we'll start to see a pretty robust cannabis market.
Right, because I've lived in parts of the country where cannabis grows pretty easily, and it's a weed basically, so it seems to grow. It's a pretty hardy plant. In terms of the amount of licenses, in terms of the micro licenses, the smaller ones, again, the mom and pop shop, how many do you have up and going, and have you overcome the hurdle of having the initial lottery declared illegal?
So we had about 1,850 applications for micro business licenses. That represents about 1/3 of the total applications we got. We're already starting to process those and move a couple hundred into qualified applicant status. We're also starting in the coming days to send a number of those qualified applicants a letter that says they moved to the next step. Those licenses aren't subject to a lottery moving forward, and so whatever happens with the initial pre-approval lottery that a court ordered us to stop, they won't be affected. For those lottery subject licenses, we think that we'll be able to move forward with those relatively soon, with the first lotteries to be held in May or June.
And if somebody gets a license and they are able to find Minnesota-grown cannabis, they're able to sell it as soon as they get a license, right?
That's correct. If they have a license type that allows them to retail cannabis and cannabis products, once they have that license, they're good to go.
All right. Well, it sounds like it's coming. Thank you so much, Eric Taubles, for joining us. We really appreciate it. I know it's a complicated set of rules and regulations, and I appreciate the explanation.
Thank you for the time today.